Hello, this is Anime with Luminous Resume. I'm going to show you how to create a resume, but first I'd like to show you some useful resources. For those of you with little or no job experience, or for students in high school or fresh out of college, I strongly encourage you to take a look at the ONET Online page. ONET Online is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor, Employment and Training Administration, and developed by the National Center for ONET Development. ONET Online is a great tool for exploring careers and planning your future, or for guidance when deciding to change your career. Go to the ONET homepage and look to the center page to the left. Under Find Occupations, click on Bright Outlook. Then the drop-down menu, select all Bright Outlook occupations. Let's take a look at this one as an example. Let's look at first-line supervisors of retail and sales workers. It's good to explore this page as it has a wealth of information. Once you select an occupation, or perhaps it's even the occupation you currently have, you will be able to use a keyword search as well up here and review the occupational tasks, tools and technology, knowledge, skills, abilities, work activities, everything that has to do with the job, the education required, credentials, interests, work styles, values. This is really important too. Related occupations. This might be something that you can look into if you're working as a first-line supervisor in retail and want to explore other options. This can help you as well. This page also gives you the median wages, projected growth, and you can even find job openings. So in another window, excuse me, if you have Mac, you could use Pages or Microsoft Word or a similar word processing program. I'm using Word. In order to create your resume, I'm going to start off by my heading, which is going to be my name and my email. And a phone number. There are many different formats for resumes today. The type of resume that you write will often depend on the type of work that you're looking for and the organization that you're applying to. We're going to cover a basic chronological resume where we're going to start with the most recent education and experience and work our way back. For the most part, if you have a strong educational background, then start with that section. Then the next section would be your work history. Again, there are many variations to the sections, but we're going to keep it pretty simple. And if you have a stronger work history, then we could start with the work history and work our way down, and the next section would be education. So here we go. We're going to start off with education. Now you can decide to add the dates. Some people stay away from adding dates for fear of being discriminated against. For instance, if you have an older worker, then you want to avoid age discrimination. Again, the next section would be work history. As we're doing chronological, we could put the dates here. And this is where the ONet comes into play. If you have 1 or 2 jobs, that's fine. We're going to try to keep it to 1 page, maximum 2 pages. You can always print front and back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ONet. Now, I wouldn't copy and paste and just leave it like that, but this is going to be just as an example. So I'm going to copy this and paste it into the resume, just to give you an idea of what it should look like. We could change all the formatting later as well, but just to keep it looking sharp, we want to see how it looks. A list of potential job duties. And of course, you would tweak this to be specific to what you did. Provide customer service by greeting and assisting customers and responding to customer inquiries and complaints. Direct and supervise employees engaged in sales, inventory taking, reconciling cash receipts, or in performing services for customers. Monitor sales activities to ensure that customers receive satisfactory service and quality goods. Inventory stock and reorder when inventory drops to a specified level. Instruct staff on how to handle difficult and complicated sales. Now, here you could also include information such as it's important to be quantitative. If you're going to put information on here, try to be as specific as possible. Now, another section that you can add is training and or certifications. You could just name it training. There's all different types of stuff you can name them. And again, the formatting could be changed. I'm just going to bold certain areas. Center that. Increase the font. This is just a simple example. So let's go down to training. And you can go back and forth to ONet and see if there's anything that you might like to use. You can even look up training. Apprenticeship programs, well, that's the only thing that shows up. But if any of you have ever worked in retail before, you might have sales training. You might have I can spell. All right. Another thing I want to discuss is your references. I would never put references furnished upon request. Just go ahead and start another page. Select the name of a former colleague. Have at least 3 references. Try to keep the majority of them professional. You can have a friend or an instructor, but it's definitely a good idea to have a former supervisor or a former colleague. A little bit of a character reference from a friend. Another thing I want to discuss is the fact that, well, what is a resume used for? It's a quick advertisement of yourself, and it's a snapshot of you to catch an employer's eye or a recruiter's eye. It's used to secure an interview. It's an important tool to use when attempting to provide a summary of your skills, abilities, and accomplishments. I've received hundreds of resumes that contain multiple pages. Sometimes they're faxed. Sometimes they're turned in person. And one thing that I recommend, for a lot of times they get jumbled up and paperwork gets separated. I recommend that if you're going to use a long resume or anything that's more than a page long, to use a footer. So let's go ahead and insert a footer. I'm also going to select a different first page. I'm going to go down. Write your name. Oops. Email. You would write it out. And your phone number. So now you can see the second page has your contact information and your name. And the first page has your information up at the top. And you can change things around too. You can change the order. You can decide to add a section on skills, such as languages. And maybe list software. You can go on and on, add a bunch of different skills on there. Now take a look at the whole thing. Look at the finished product. Check your formatting. Again, this is a simple and quick tutorial. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video. For the best resume writing services and more in-depth and personalized assistance, look at www.luminousresume.com. Follow us on Instagram at JobLuminous and like us on Facebook. Thank you.